Let's take a moment and rewind your day. Not the big things. Not the meetings, presentations, or Instagram posts. I'm talking about the small quiet choices. Did you resist that impulse to order from Swiggy when you had food at home? Did you track your expenses in that little sheet you said you'd maintain? Did you skip the end of season sale or click add to cart anyway? Now you might be thinking, come on Jitin, those are such tiny things. But here's what most people don't realize. Wealth isn't created by giant leaps. It's built through small, repeated, values-aligned decisions. You don't wake up one day and become wealthy. You become wealthy the day you start behaving like someone who prioritizes freedom over flash. And that shift happens through what I call invisible wealth habits. You see, the world celebrates the visible stuff. Expensive watches, Bali vacations, fancy reels. But the real heroes of financial transformation? They're the boring, repetitive, silent moves that happen in the background. Let's talk about delayed gratification. There's this classic study from Stanford, the marshmallow experiment. You've probably heard of it. Kids were told, you can eat one marshmallow now, or wait 15 minutes and get two. The kids who waited, years later, they were found to have better life outcomes across education, career, and finances. Why? Because they practiced the muscle of delayed gratification, sacrificing a little today for something bigger tomorrow. Now, translate that into money. It's the habit of saying no to that fourth pair of shoes, so you can say yes to investing in your mutual fund SIPE. It's skipping the upgraded iPhone this year, so you can finish that emergency fund faster. It's going on a budget-friendly trip this year, so you can go on your dream international trip without credit card debt 2 years later. Invisible wealth is about choosing meaning over momentary excitement. Let me give you a few practical examples of invisible wealth habits that quietly change lives. 1. Tracking net worth quarterly. I know it sounds boring, but that simple act of sitting down every 3 months to check your assets and liabilities keeps you grounded. It reminds you that your progress isn't measured by your income, but by what you keep and grow. 2. Automating savings and investments. The moment you stop leaving savings to chance, everything changes. When your SIPs run on autopilot, when a portion of your salary moves into a separate account the moment it hits, you're building wealth while living your life. 3. Saying no to lifestyle inflation. This one's tricky. You get a raise and suddenly your Zomato orders go from Rs 300 to Rs 700. You change jobs and now you have to change your wardrobe too. But the ones who win this game are those who upgrade their investments before their lifestyle. They know the thrill of a new phone fades in a week, but the compound interest on a smart investment, that keeps giving forever. 4. Value-based spending. Remember week 3, the values exercise? If freedom was one of your top 3 values, then your money decisions must reflect that. Would a person who values freedom trap themselves in long EMIs for things they don't need? Would they lock their future just to impress someone at a party? No. They would spend on things that support their value. A course that helps them upskill, a trip that rejuvenates their mind, or even better, an investment that buys them free time in the future. That's what makes a habit invisible and powerful. It doesn't scream for attention, but it moves you in the right direction, silently, every day. Let me share a quick story of Rakesh, one of my clients. Rakesh was your classic middle manager. Earning decently, spending blindly. He wasn't reckless. He just wasn't paying attention. When we first started working together, he had nothing saved, was always in credit card debt, and would justify every expense with YOLO. I introduced him to the concept of invisible wealth. I didn't ask him to stop enjoying life. I asked him to track his net worth, automate one SIP, say no to one impulse purchase a week. Just one small shift at a time. Fast forward 18 months. Rakesh hasn't missed a single quarterly review. He has 3 months emergency fund. His SIPs are consistent. And he told me last week, I sleep better. And for the first time, I feel in control. Now tell me, was that some magic trick? No, it was the magic of consistency over intensity. So here's the question I want to leave you with. What invisible habits are you building today that your future self will thank you for? Because here's the truth, wealth is not loud. Wealth is not fast. Wealth is not viral. Wealth is saying not now, so you can say yes later. Choosing delayed gratification over temporary thrill. Automating what matters, so you don't leave it to mood or motivation. Spending based on your values, not your ego. And most importantly, wealth is built by becoming the kind of person who prioritizes financial freedom over financial performance. So tonight, when no one is watching, and you're about to click buy now on something that doesn't align with your goals, pause. Take a breath. Ask yourself, is this helping me build real wealth or just temporary noise? Because you deserve the peace that comes from invisible decisions stacking up silently behind you, quietly pushing you toward freedom. And in the next video, we'll wrap up this series by tying it all together. How this mindset shift from flash to freedom lays the foundation for a life that's rich in the ways that truly matter. Until then, stay consistent, stay grounded, and keep choosing wealth, even when no one's clapping.